Hi, welcome to Ocean Yemi's channel. So today I'm going to be talking about, I'll give my review on Informer, which is a BBC series that came on to the BBC Player. Now, Informer is normally to do with like a terrorist plot, kind of similar to the terrorist plots of um like places like to do I can't think of a place right now where bombs have gone off, and the whole idea is for the one of the guys, the stars, to go and foil the plot. Now, at first, like it seems like a normal day. You see a normal like a normal Indian guy going to an interview. So when he gets there, he's insulted by the middle class white people that is there, where they took a picture and they said that how it's radicals on the corner. So he says to the lady radicals, he said like that corner, the guy's always got paper there, and I'm always hanging out in that corner. And they sort of like went they kind of was like, you know what to say to the guy. So as the series continue, you see the detective who is the one who's investigating, and what you call it, a network of radical terrorists around London. So what he does, he comes from a background. He's the one, he goes undercover. He's also implicated in another case where he is giving testifying on a racist situation. So while you are watching this now, you are drawn in by the characters and who these characters are. First, like you just see like it's just a normal working class um policeman who has a child and a wife. The wife doesn't know exactly what he does, but then what she does, she always puts her trust in him. So while you're watching this now, you are intrigued. So this was episode one, but really, then you meet the family of the Indian guy. You see his uncle, his mother, his brother, and you see the brother going to school. You see him handing him a camera. You know, it's just like normal family, everyday thing in a Muslim Pakistani house. So the star who is pictured on the thumbnail, he is the one who is like becomes the informer for the police guy. Now the reason why they call it informer, these informers are all the ones who goes into certain places. They inform the police to let the police know what is going on, what's when things is going to happen, who to go to. But in this one, right, you see that the police, he has burner phones, and each phone is linked to each individual informer, all numbered as well. He also has a new colleague. She's like fresh in the thing, in the thing. She's like excitable. She kind of like over talks him, kind of over talks him. She thinks a lot, and then like she puts her input, and it's kind of like putting for him a little bit. But then he says to her, right, don't worry, love, you'll get it. Then he explains her, because like she's the one who's shadowing him. So he's explaining her, well, this is the ropes, and then like you have to get them to do what this, you have to get informer to do this, you have to squeeze them and squeeze them and squeeze them, and he goes through the different sections of how the informers are pressed. While you're watching, I think you see episode one or episode two, you get to know each individual informer that's informing on the thing, but they are all part of the same circuit, because the program starts off as a like a like a shooting. So you see the people on the live on the floor. You are not sure who it is, but then you see a picture of what seems to be the person who has shot these people. But later on, right, you come to find out there's a twist in the story, and it's not who you think it is. So as it proceeds, now you understand that how there is all these informers, there's all these people. This guy has to get information. He calls them at any time, random times. He cannot just relax. He sends them in on missions to go and get information. he pushes him in situations, and then only that, right, he tells him, by you doing this, that means that how, right, you get that. So that means that most informers, they have to do certain things to either get stayed, to get their peoples out of jail, whatever the case may be. So this Informer, the series, also highlights a lot of things, how people are profiled and stuff like that. Also, there's also the consequences of being an informer. One of the informers turns up unalive somewhere in a place where, like, where there's no one living in the flats. Is just like a rubbish area, and just the car there. So then they have to make the guy, the star now, come in and be informer in place of that guy. In the meantime, there is also a Somalian family of the guy who's died. So you see the grief of that. You see how the Muslims deal with their dead. You get that side of it. You see how they communicate with each other. You see how life is as a Muslim man, because you have a beard, because you wear a turban, because you look how you look. That means that how, right, people assume that you are radicalized, you are that. So they show several sides. Anyway, while watching this, right, you get to learn about a lot about how the police is able to deal with the informers, even though it might not be as accurate, but it definitely gives off a understanding to how the police deals with certain people of color, right, and how they are used. Not only that, right, you see the racist element, because the police guy, he goes off into the country. He is under a different name. He's got two names, Charlie and Gabriel. Now, Gabriel, the side that he plays, is this racist thug, and I think he gets a bit crazy, and he hits out and he unalives one of the people. And then you also see that he lives a double life, because he also falls in love with one of the marks that is in the vicinity of the places that he is trying to get information out on. Not only that, straight away, by the way the man's dressed, you can see he is that. He also has certain tattoos on his chest and his back. Um, the newest police officer is this intrigued, and she looks on him and she's wondering, why would you do that to whatever. Then you see the other woman turns up at the wife's house, and then he gets rid of them, and then there's a question of, who are you really? So the question is, who are you really? Or why do you take on these characters so well that you become the character? So he becomes this character so well. He radicalizes, have the tattoos, the Aryan Nation, whatever, and yeah. Now, I will say, this series, I had to binge watch the whole thing. I didn't even skip a beat. There are many elements in where, like, you feel it for the character being I forgot his name, the Pakistani character, because he has to juggle so many things. They invade his whole life. They turn his life upside down. Then even when, like, he stops working for them, they still come back for him to get him to help them. And then there comes a moment where there's a moment between the policeman and the informer, where he tells him, like, a meditative thing, like imagine where you are, imagine the smells and all that stuff. Not only that, the Pakistani guy comes to realization that how the lady who was looking after him, who is not his mother, right, the brother died, the brother's unalived, and she splurts out, "You're not right, he's not my child." And he goes, "Okay, fine, fair enough," and he leaves. So there is many elements in the Informer. Is very interesting. I do say, yeah, it's worth a watch. There is nothing that is more intriguing when you see how they try to play, how they try to show the different sides, how the police play the informers, and how they try to um, how they use their power to get people out of jail and stuff when they want information from the informers, how people fall casualties because of whatever's going on. People also, the trust amongst the so-called radicalists, the drug dealers and all that stuff. It's a lot going on in the series, and it's one of those where you take time and you have to take your time and watch it carefully and be very observant to what is going on in front of you, because as soon as you miss one little bit, you miss the idea of what's going on. They are showing how easy how easy the police gets their information, how they can get into certain places without being in certain places, how they can pay off informants and everything else with that. But I don't know, maybe I've not explained it right. But with that said, I'm going to leave it here and I'm going to say take a look, The Informer. So with that said, I will see you. Take care. Bye.